Welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for September the 28th. I must tell you that today was a very tricky day, and here's why. This morning when we opened at around 1910 and a half or so, we saw that there was a very big buyer in the overnight, and then we also saw that the overnight was reversed, but very nice support was building down there. And then on the top of that, you had a drop that was already initiated from 1952, so down to here 1910, which is, you already had about 40 points in that leg down. So it was very difficult for anybody that would have taken into account those few things to have said that I'm gonna go ahead and sell the open, because this was very ripped and very possible that we would have seen a push back to the upside, and quite violently, when the day would open. But despite that, they surprised everybody, and then it was a full-blown sell that came in within the first half hour. Then another very interesting thing happened, is where I personally got trapped, is that after the first hour passed and this little black bracket was put in with a low of 1893, the third period, which was C, that is notorious to break out of that bracket, failed to confirm the down move at that point. And after that, the period of D came up enough to take the high that we established at 1899. Therefore, everything was indicating that possibly we have reached a level of extreme oversold, where trade facilitation to the downside is no longer done with ease, and therefore it's ready for a turnaround. And sure enough, as it came down, I bought into support at an average of 95, only to see that this thing not only did not hold the low, but broke the low, and once it broke the low, it was another wave of aggressive selling. And then today, with the close at a very low, obviously this is a pretty drastic, pretty much all day long sell, with a close at the very low of the range, which is extremely negative. Also, if you remember from the last report, I told you the line in the sand was 1900, and I said once we break that, it could become quite cataclysmic to the downside, because based on the daily now, we are revisiting the last time that the buyer showed up. If we do not protect this level, pretty much exactly right around where we are, plus or minus maybe 7-8 points, then we are open to go break 1834.35. And then once we do that, I gave you this downside projection from a while back, that if this leg down will be copycatted down here, that calls for the market to go towards 1735, 1740. So we are definitely at extremely sensitive areas for ES. And the one thing that I am noticing is that there is definitely not any more Federal Reserve support coming to hold this market. Maybe an alternative for them, instead of bringing rates up because a few people are pissed off that it is creating a stock market bubble, maybe if they can bring the market down significantly but orderly, then there will be much less pressure for them to take the rates higher. But whatever it is, it's clear they are not supporting this market at this stage. So right now, the first level of significant resistance that we need to blow through in order to even talk about anything bullish is between 1890 to 1893. As long as we remain below that, since we are in a very dynamic, aggressive push down, this could very easily amplify itself to the downside and become very dangerous. So I cannot predict how it will react on breakdowns, because as I said, we are in very critical and nervous stage of a market. As for crude, I must say that I'm amazed that despite the massacre in ES, this thing held its ground like a champ. And I have not changed my analysis from the last time. The big support is 44, 43.85, and as long as we remain above that, we have to go trade through 44.9. We clear that one up, then we could shoot up to 45.50. Now for gold. The orphan, the one that nobody wants, nobody likes, the red-headed stepchild. Today, or I should say last night, the mean, drunk, belligerent stepdad came back and beat the hell out of the poor kid. And as a result, we got a nasty, massive overnight drop. And then this whole day, we just rotated, filling the areas that were missing fills. But as long as we are below 1140, we are now again back into bearish territories. And now that we are in bearish territories, based on the daily, we could easily go back, drop towards 1110. And then if once this trend line breaks to the downside, depending on how we will break it, it could be quite dramatic and catastrophic for gold on the break of this current pattern. Because if this pattern is going to be a continuation down, we could copycat this leg from 1202 to 1070, 475, all the way down from where we are at. And also it is forming a head and shoulder, and that is a neckline break as well. So we shall see how they treat this poor orphan, if they will have misery of his soul, or if they're gonna do what they're gonna have to do. This was Reza from Profiletraders. Thank you for listening, and if you wish to learn market profile, you can get all my courses and 1-year membership to my trading room for $550, and that's money back guaranteed 30 days. Have a wonderful evening.